What's up, planet Earth, and welcome back to the channel. We're just gonna dive right into it. Currently live to Twitch, and we were just kind of hanging out on Dueling Book, and we're like, let's go ahead and jump in and watch somebody else's duel. And the match of the century, you will not believe what we just witnessed. We witnessed the most insane thing that we just had, like, we had to put it, we just absolutely had to put it on YouTube. And so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna play this replay from the start, and you would not believe the deck. Okay, so context. As I said, we were just scrolling by and we're like, yeah, sure, we'll watch somebody else's someone else's match. And so I ended up picking this match because Gigolo 3, his username reminded me of how some of my friends used to call me when they read my gamer tag, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and pick that. And when we came into this match, we came in having passed this point basically. We were probably like, what, we came in 2 turns in or whatever the case may be, and the clutch was this clutch was so real. This guy practically manufactured clutches for standard cars. That's how clutch this duel ended up being, and it was freaking mind-blowing. You have absolutely no idea. So real quick, what's basically happening is this guy is banishing cards left and right. So you saw him, he banished 10 from Pot of Desires, he banished 5 to get Eater of Millions. My throat, my neck, it's all my cheeks, everything here is just absolutely sore and worn out from the insanity I just witnessed right now. Like, all right, that's all that's happened so far. So got Eater Millions, set 3 cards. Eater Millions, for those guys who don't know, Eater Millions, basically you banish 5 cards from banish 5 or more cards from either your hand, field, or in the extra deck. So you banish 5 from the extra deck, you banish 10 from Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is you banish 10, you draw 2 cards. You know what's okay? Now I'm skipping ahead. So basically he gains 100 attack for every face down banished card there is in your pile. So at the time he was sitting at 1500 attack, right? We have absolutely no idea what we're about to find out, the same way you guys are about to find out what the 3 cards he set. I have absolutely no idea what cards he set. Like I said, we came in a little bit after this, right? So this guy, so I don't know what you want to call this deck. A freaking Eater of Millions deck, I guess, if you want to call it. This guy is playing Raid Raptors. Tex Maze versus Gigolo. Huge shout out to them if they ever stumble across this video on YouTube. Huge shout out to you guys. Tex Maze, freaking Gigolo. I don't know how you guys did this guy. I don't know how I ended up stumbling across you. I just am so freaking happy that I stumbled across this duel. Anyways, so standard kind of like I guess you could say strategic stuff here. He got rid of the Book of Eclipse using the Nightmare. Set 1 card at the end of the turn. Now he's going ahead, he's going to draw 1 card for Legacy to Yatagarasu. Okay, so this is probably roughly around where we joined as watchers, right? And apparently, wait, no damage, sorry. Okay, so he didn't lose any damage. So its life points still being untouched. He's banishing another 5 cards. And I think, yes, this is where he gets the other Eater of Millions. Okay, so now again, Eater Millions gains 100 life points for every banished card. He normal summon Grand Maju, which is Grand Maju. Grand Maju, he gains 400 for every banished card as well. So 400 times 20, you'd only imagine what the attack is, what that attack is. What's that? What's that? It's like what, 8,000, right? That's 8,000 right on the board for 1 monster. He swings, and this guy dealt 6,100 life points in 1 punch, which is, it's not a new thing for Yu-Gi-Oh. So here's the thing: this would be game, because this is 2,000 on the board right here. Swings, right? And he's like, nope, Called by the grave. Now again, I didn't know what was in the grave at the time. So when we looked at the grave, he banishes the Eater of Millions. It was just like this guy clutched it real hard for the Called by the Grave. And at this point we were just like, this guy is like sitting on like thin ice right now, because he's at 1900 life points from just one attack. And this guy hasn't even been touched yet. He's still at 8,000. Like, what is he gonna do? And it was at this point I still didn't know what deck he was playing. His deck, what you guys will see right now. His deck was super all over the place when he first started filling up his graveyard, and it wasn't until like the fourth card in, or maybe into this turn, where we realized what he was actually playing. Anyways, so now it's like, okay, the pressure is on. He needs to build a board to be able to. Eater Millions is at 0. He doesn't even have an attack because he got called by the grave. But he needs to find a way to get rid of the Grand Maja, because Grand Maja is sitting at a comfortable 8400 attack, right? So it's like, all right, got to figure out how to get over this. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward. We're going to fast forward. He's going to go ahead and set up his play. He's got Yazi. He got rid of the back row, which is DD Dynamite. He went ahead, got Mare out, got all those tokens, linked some in his life away. We're going to go ahead, play. So he played the Borolo Dragon, realized that he actually misplayed, because here's the thing, this card gains attack based on the I guess the card controller's banish effect. So he had absolutely no attack, so he couldn't really attack for anything. So now he's in main phase 2. He's basically continuing to set up his board, right? At this point, he's killed himself down to 950 life points. And we're like, you're basically looking at 950 life points versus 8,000. What we're currently looking at basically is Yu-Gi-Oh! Original anime. This guy is killing himself. He's now down to 550. And you're sitting there wondering, is this guy going to, if he's going to come back, he's going to have like the board of the century. Is all he can do. And when you're looking at this at first hand, you're like, well, this guy's pretty much set. He's got Borolo Dragon. He's going to Exceed Summon right now. He Exceed Summons for Raid Raptor, 4 Strix, and he's got the Grand Maju, which, again, only gains 400 attack for every banished card that he's got. So right now you got 400, 3k, and then 100, but he's in defense, so he's got 2k defense, right? So we're going to go ahead and continue fast forwarding this, because this is where he just, okay, play. Okay, he sets 1 card. He uses effect, sets 1 card. Now it's his turn. He's playing Pot of Desires. He's banishing more from his deck. So now at this point, we're looking at this like, what's gonna happen first? His life points hit 0, or he decks out. He's at 7 cards left in his deck right now. And so we're like, what? Now he's going to continue digging into his deck. So now he went from 7 to 6 cards in the deck. And believe it or not, he's got Pot of Extravagance and then Gold Sark. Now, here's the thing that like amazed me, right? Obviously, he went for the Gold Sark. You can't use Pot of Extravagance. The card's dead once you played any card during the main phase. He went for Gold Sark. I'm sitting here, I was sitting here thinking like he needs to banish something that can special summon itself back out once it's banished. So that way he can just swing and win the duel, basically. He just needs to get something that's about 1500 attack to swing at Grand Manju, and then boom, done deal. No, he banishes one of the most useless cards, at least, from like face out, because we don't know anything else about his deck. Everything, now we get to see it because we're reviewing it, but he's got, look at it. This is my first time seeing his whole deck. But anyways, he's got Gravekeeper's Servant. He banishes that card, and we're like, I don't get why. So then we're like, all right, well, what is he gonna do now? Unless he has a monster in his hand, he's got to put something on the board. Otherwise, he's just gonna get swung for however many he can put up. So I think at this point he was just kind of sitting there thinking, right? So he goes, he actually sets 2 cards, and then yeah, he ends the turn there. So now we were sitting back thinking, dude, 550 life points, like you need to clutch this insanely hard, and there's no monsters on the board. All you got to do is build 8k on the board and you would have it, right? But then again, this is like super Yu-Gi-Oh anime moment. We don't know what the set cards are, right? Well, I mean, I know what it is now because we already saw everything unfold, and the most insane thing is going to happen very soon. But we were just like, all right, let's see what this guy's going to go ahead and do. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit more. You're just gonna see him use all these effects. He's gonna continue building his board, right? So he continues to kill himself. He's now down to 150 life points to get this guy out on the board. This guy basically is, hey, special summon this card if you have a Raid Raptor, but then you have to reduce your life points by their attack or defense. So you went ahead and reduced it by 400. I don't know why he didn't reduce it by the 100 here, but I guess he wanted to like really show off to be like, man, this is clutch right here. So he's now down to 75 life points. This is like pure insane anime moment here. 75 life points, and this guy is still at 8,000 life points, has not been touched whatsoever. And so it's like, damn, I need to build the 8k attack right now to win. It's all or nothing here. So he's gonna continue building his board. So he's got shooting riser dragon out on the board. So he's got here 21 plus 3 plus 18, so is that 3, 18, 48 plus 21, what is that, 69, right? So that's 69 on the board, 7k, but he's gonna go ahead, he's gonna send these two away, and he's gonna actually synchro, I think is what he did. Yeah, synchro for this card, which is 3,300, right? So now he's at a cool 60, 66, 67, and he's got the token here. And so it's kind of like, all right, great. He didn't get the 8k quite yet, and we're like, he's got to like get a link monster that has at least 1,700 attack. Actually did not get the link monster out, and what he ended up doing, as you guys see, switches the battle phase. He's dealing 3k. He doesn't have the 8k, but he's probably sitting there thinking, I might be able to survive next turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and go for this. He's gonna swing for 33. Would have landed him all the way down to like whatever 1,700 life points. Then he had an answer. He Book of Eclipsed his monsters. So it's absolute insanity what's happening here, because it's like, this guy, they've had answers basically for each other to stay in the game. Now he's at the very edge of this seat. It's like he's on the threat. He's at 75 life points. All he needs to do is literally put a monster on the board that can surpass Boral, basically Boral Dragon, that has about, he needs to have at least 3,600 attack, because you know Borolo Dragon over here, he's just gonna reduce it by 500. So he went ahead, resolved Book of Eclipse, end phase. Now it's his turn. He draws a card. He's going to continue drawing cards. So Dark World Dealings. You go ahead. Both players drop one, draw one, I think it was. And you see he went ahead and dropped the Extravagance. I'm assuming that he had the Extravagance off of Dark World Dealings. We have absolutely no idea what he can actually do. He needs to put a monster on the board, and okay, so now you see he's banishing cards from his extra deck. He's banishing the last 5 cards from his extra deck. You know what that means? You know what that freaking means? Eater of Millions. Okay, we're gonna pause it real quick. Eater of Millions, he gains 100 attack for every banished card in his thing, in his banish zone. 37 cards are banished, and he's down to 3 cards in the deck. You're either looking at a deck out or loss of life points, right? This guy is sitting at 3,700. He ended up pulling the muscle that he needed to win, right? So we continue. We're like, oh wow, this guy did it. He actually ended up pulling that victory. He swings, and the counter to his attack, he ended up calling by the grave the Eater of Millions, and he's got the valid target right here. Holy smokes. And then, oh, what? The most insane thing happens after this. He goes ahead, he banishes the Eater of Millions. He no longer has effects, And that is game. The guy wins with 75 life points. What? He wins with 75 life points, and he only touched 3,000 of this guy's life points. Anyways, guys, that was absolutely insane. This is probably the most insane duel I've seen in a very, very long time. This was like pure anime moment where it's just kind of like it was counter after counter. It was insane. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed videos like this, go ahead and hit that like button. If you wish to see more content in the future, you can go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, all of this has happened live on Twitch. So if you wish to see what happens around these videos when you know, basically off recording, you can go ahead, check out the Twitch link in the description below. Either which way, it is now past midnight. Twitch, YouTube, it's been fun. It's been great. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. And thank you all for supporting this channel. It's because of you guys that we are able to bring content to you every week. And again, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, fantastic week, fantastic Valentine's Day, fantastic everything. And I will see you all, YouTube and Twitch, in the next one.